Welcome back to another video for HarborFinancialOnline.com. Today I'm going to talk about reducing your taxes and increasing your refund. So I'm going to go over some areas of deductions that aren't normally covered and some of the areas you might be missing on. So I'm going to get the video started here and we're going to walk through this together. So basically there's so many deductions out there that you're entitled to from the IRS that a lot of you just don't know about. So I'm going to try to touch on some of those areas and help you in a way to increase the refund with all these small deductions, because they do add up. So the biggest one, which probably most of you know of, the mortgage interest deduction. Make sure you're reporting all the interest, because you may have gotten a second line of credit on your home, a home equity loan. That interest is deductible. So some people miss that and they just deduct the interest on the main loan for their home, not those second loans that you're getting for any type of home improvement. So make sure you're getting that. All the property taxes, make sure you're getting the property taxes the right amount and deducting those on your 1040, because that is another area people are missing out there. Vehicle taxes, that's with your state. When you're registering that car every year, when you renew the registration, that's deductible. Boat taxes, if you own a boat, same thing, the state of Michigan, just make sure you have that receipt. That's deductible. Any trailer taxes is deductible. If you have a motor home, that's going to be deductible. A big thing that I try to advise for people to do, start a small business, because if you can start a small business, you know, maybe you start a business that's something that you enjoy, but you're trying to make some money too. Usually when you're starting up a small business, maybe the first year or two you're going to lose some money. Well, anytime you lose money on that business, you can file that on your taxes. That's going to increase your refund because you're losing money on the business. So you're going to get a bigger refund back from that money you're making from your employer because of the loss with the business. So I try to tell people to start a small business if you can. You know, try to find a hobby that you enjoy doing, that where you can make some money too, because maybe those first couple years you're going to save some taxes and then you can start generating some money from that business. So overall it's just a good idea to do. Try using our tax calculator at any point during this video or after the video, because you can put in some of this information that I'm talking about into our online calculator and see how it's going to affect your taxes and how it may increase your refund. More about, I pretty much already covered the small business, so you know, just keep that in mind. Maybe it's something you want to start up next year. Through your employer, if you can increase your 401k deductions, you're going to be paying less tax. So I always recommend people to look again at that 401k and see if they can put a little more into it, just because that's going to be less money you're paying tax on. How I try to explain it is, say you're in a 20% tax bracket. By putting more money into that 401k is 20% you're ahead because you're not paying tax on it, and then probably you're going to make, you should be making money on your 401k, you know, down the road. So it's really a win-win situation if you can afford to up those deductions. Exemptions for dependents. Make sure you're reporting any dependents that you qualify for, because each dependent is going to be an additional exemption, which is going to be a big deduction for you. Any moving expenses that are related to a job, so a lot of you out there are switching jobs and moving around, a percentage of that is deductible, those moving costs. So if you're renting a U-Haul, if you're paying hotel cost, any of that, a percentage of that will be deductible on the tax return, so make sure you're reporting those. But you have to have documentation of all the moving expenses. Any unreimbursed job expenses, so if you're doing, say, some traveling for your job and they're not reimbursing you, if they're making you pay out of pocket some expenses for your job, if they're not providing a reimbursement for that, you can report that on your tax return. Any tax preparation cost, so if you use an online program and there's a fee, that's reimbursable on your tax return. That's going to be deductible, so make sure that you're putting that in there as well. Better to itemize deductions if you own a home. So make sure on the 1040 that you're itemizing. I'm going to show you on Schedule A where you do itemize this, so I'm going to bring you to the form right now. Well, first we have here our website, which is harborfinancialonline.com, where you can prepare the return directly online here and use the online calculator. I just want to show that to you real quick. Here's the Schedule A. This is if you itemize. So if you own a home, this is the form you want to fill out. But if you do the return online, it's going to automatically ask you the questions and tell you if you should itemize or not. But 99% of the time, if you own a home, you're going to want to itemize. So some of those small deductions that I talked about are going to be on this form, and you'll be filling it out. So here's specifically the job expenses, tax preparation fees. These are just small things that people do overlook. So you can see we have a bunch of different boxes here that you're going to put into it. So I'm going to bring us back to the video here. Look at, if you have a chance, look at where the tax brackets you fall into. See where you fell last year in your tax return. Because by getting just maybe $2,000 less taxable income, that's maybe if you have a small business and you're losing some money, it's going to put you into a different tax bracket, which could dramatically change your taxes. So I always recommend to people to look at the tax brackets, see where they are on that. Remember, you're entitled to these expenses. These are qualified expenses that the IRS allows you to take. So, spend the extra time to make sure you're getting all the deductions out there. I recommend doing your taxes online versus trying to do them on your own, because you're going to make so many errors if you try to do it on your own with some kind of software program that's going to catch the errors. So that's just my suggestion. If you have any questions on some of these areas of tax that I'm talking about, send me an email at expert@harborfinancialonline.com. I'll answer any questions you guys have about tax out there. I appreciate you watching our videos. We're getting a lot of good feedback on these videos. And check out our website, harborfinancialonline.com. We have the online calculator. You can instantly put in your information and see how much tax you're going to owe or how much your refund is going to be. And then we cover all the other areas of tax deductions and credits. So thank you, and hopefully you'll check out some of our future videos.